Coming up on your 10 o'clock news, a mass shooting in perhaps the most unlikely of places.
It just doesn't even feel real.
What we're learning about the suspected shooter as this tragedy rocks rural Stillwater County. Plus, a new testing system shining a spotlight on what students in Montana know about math and language arts. And later, supporting local this holiday season.
I am Justin Robichaux, and chamber bucks are in circulation in Shelby to help support local businesses. We'll have that story on MTN News.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Hello and welcome. Thank you for trusting KRTV for your 10 o'clock news. I'm Tom Wiley. First this evening. We begin in Stillwater County, which is between Bozeman and Billings, where several people were shot early this morning. The crime scene stretched for several miles, ending with a pickup truck and a river. MTN's Charlie Kleps brings us the latest.
Yeah, I'm here at the Cliff Swallow access point. It's typically a place for fishermen to come out and enjoy the Stillwater River and the nature that this area of the state brings. But on Monday morning, it was law enforcement in the area as gunshots rang out.
You would never see something like that around there. It just usually a pretty quiet place.
It's a place known for its scenic landscapes and rushing waters.
Well, it's beautiful for one, but it's also very dark and no light, no street lights, no nothing.
That beauty and solitude typically makes for a peaceful life. But early Monday, that wasn't the case, as law enforcement lights lit up the yard outside this home.
We drove past their house and their lights were all off inside, but there was two sheriffs were sitting there in their driveway.
Nearby neighbor Holly Crockett Hoagland saw the lights and quickly tuned in to the police scanner. What she heard was shattering.
5 people were involved, 4 had been shot.
The Stillwater County Sheriff's Office responded to that call just before 4 Monday morning. By the time they got there, one of the victims was already dead, and the 3 others were transported to the hospital where another victim died there. Authorities ultimately found the suspect, 23-year-old Ty Allen Turney, alive here, after they say he lost control of his truck, driving off of the road and landing in the Stillwater River at the bottom of an embankment.
It just doesn't even feel real.
Nearby neighbors Tanya and Brad Nielsen say the loss is hard to believe.
We slept through that, and how sad that was for them, and that we didn't know what was going on.
A little concerned that we didn't hear more activity.
And both Nielsen say they wish they could have helped.
I mean, I don't think we could have done anything, but if we had even known, we could have maybe offered help or called sooner.
A normally peaceful place in the mountains disrupted by a disturbing crime. In Stillwater County, Charlie Kleps, MTN News.
It was a mild start to the work week as high temperatures were in the 40s in a lot of locations today. We topped that at 49 degrees in Helena and Bozeman. 48 was the high in Great Falls. 43 was the high in Cutbank, and then Havre and Glasgow have topped out at 39 degrees so far today. But it's also been a windy day, especially over the past few hours. East Glacier had a peak wind gust of 84 miles per hour. 83 miles per hour was the peak wind gust in Deep Creek. 61 miles per hour was the peak gust in Cutbank, and then Great Falls had a peak wind gust of 53 miles per hour. Gusty to strong winds will continue for the next few days, with the strongest wind occurring tonight and tomorrow morning. There's also going to be scattered rain and snow showers around for the next few days, and it will be mild as well. And I'll have a look at your 7-day forecast in a few minutes.
New test scores are out, and the news isn't great. Fewer than half of Montana's 3rd through 8th graders aren't proficient in reading and math. A new testing system reveals where students stand, but one teacher says parents shouldn't panic just yet. MTN's Hannah Pettiferi shows us how School District 2 is getting students back on track.
Mandy Bacon is a 4th grade teacher, and she says the new masked testing is a good thing for her classroom and her students.
We get our results back in about a week, so it's data that we can actually look at and use right now to help drive our instruction.
The new masked test is intended to help the teacher see her students' strengths and where they might need the extra help.
It also is a great way for me to say, well, my kids really bombed finding common denominators, but my teaching partners didn't, so how can she help me to help improve my kids' test scores too?
And while testing is never fun,
some weeks they're like, oh, another test?
This masked test is done more often, and that's a good thing. It makes a difference for her when she's teaching every day.
To help me find the gaps for kids that I might not even realize they have, in both reading, but especially in math.
Billings Superintendent Dr. Irwin Garcia says that mass testing is still a work in progress.
The assessment came after a pilot. Is the first year that it's been issued. That even from the OPI's standpoint, the data there's some reliability and validity issues that even the state recognizes with the data.
Dr. Garcia says he is paying attention because test scores are lower than national numbers.
When I look at the outcomes reflected on the mass assessment, those outcomes are pretty low. So it's pretty low proficiency. Now, those outcomes do not match nationally measured assessments.
He adds that it's taking time from daily instruction.
The focus should be on instruction. We should have some sort of measure because we don't want to lose the accountability.
But for Mandy, her students have adjusted and testing will continue.
Most of the tests are 12 to 15 questions. So they know that it's a very short time of intense focus and work, and then we can get back to our regular schedule activities and day.
In Billings, Hannah Pettiferry, MTN News.
Well, if you're still searching for a holiday gift that supports local businesses, the Shelby Chamber of Commerce has an option that will help your dollars stay close to home. MTN's Justin Robichaux tells us about Chamber Bucks and which shops and services they can be spent at.
Shelby Area Chamber of Commerce offers Chamber Bucks to help support Shop Local, like this business behind me, Shelby Paint and Hardware.
It brings the community together and make sure that they keep the money here in town for the smaller businesses. And I think it adds to the businesses. It keeps in communication with each other, and not only communication, but brings the money into the store and then surrounding areas.
Shelby Area Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Shane Adams explains how the Chamber Bucks work.
These Chamber Bucks are our own currency. We print them up just like Monopoly money, and people come and buy them from me, and then they'll either give them as gifts, as a bonus or whatever to whoever, and then they'll spend it locally within our community. Then the businesses return them, redeem them for money from me.
Adams adds there are benefits to shopping local.
These businesses are the ones that support our community, like the youth sports programs. These businesses will sponsor their teams to help them have these activities for our community. These bigger businesses that are like online and such, they won't do that. Our local will support our local people.
Shelby Paint and Hardware owner Timothy Moylan emphasizes the importance of supporting local businesses.
A lot of these small businesses are struggling these days, with the Amazon online and all that, and we want to keep them going. It helps the communities stay alive, keeps the main streets, businesses alive, and it just helps out the communities for being local and not having to order online.
The Chamber Bucks are really paying off, according to Moylan.
It's really brought a lot more business to our stores, and I'm sure other businesses can say the same about people keeping it local and strong, keep these smaller communities alive, and with the businesses that are in town, it supports them really well.
If you would like more information on Chamber Bucks, visit our website. In Shelby, Justin Robichaux, MTN News.
Tomorrow, MTN News is hosting a day of giving from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. Stop by and say hi to us and make donations of food, toys, or money to support Toys for Tots, the Great Falls Community Food Bank, and the Salvation Army. Drop-off locations can be found at both Albertsons locations, 2250 10th Avenue South and 1414 3rd Street Northwest. And if you cannot make it to the day of giving and still want to help, you can find out how to do so on our website.
General hunting season is over, but come Saturday, there will be hunters out in the field looking for deer and elk, using Montana's earliest form of hunting tools. It's the Montana Heritage muzzleloader season. The rules for it, pretty simple.
Flintlock, percussion cap, wheel lock or match lock, firearm, minimum of 45 caliber, has to have loose powder or Pyrex or an equivalent. No cartridges or or anything that can be loaded from the breech of the rifle. So it has to be a true primitive muzzleloader, and all of the same regulations that you see during the general season still apply for hunting deer and elk during this season.
This is the way the earliest visitors to Montana brought down game, and it takes time and patience.
You put your powder here, then you have this piece of steel and a piece of flint here that strikes the steel, ignites the powder that's in there, and fires the gun. So it kind of creates a spark.
All without the use of scopes and a projectile that doesn't travel very far. This is heritage hunting at its finest.
That creates an element of challenge that people enjoy and look forward to, because it really is a different hunting experience when you're, within 50 to 100 yards of the target that you're after, and you get one shot. That's all you get. It makes a big boom, lots of smoke, and then that's your opportunity. So
Montana's heritage muzzleloader season runs from this Saturday until Sunday the 21st. In the Gallatin Canyon, Chet Lehman, MTN News.
So if I can get just a little bit of independency back for people in town, I think that's all I really would feel happy about accomplishing.
Coming up, she's making history as Miss Wheelchair Montana and using her platform to help others gain back their independence. Her mission next.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Montana once again has a delegate in the Miss Wheelchair America program, but the woman holding that title says the real work starts here at home, improving accessibility for Montanans with disabilities. MTN's Madison Collier has her story.
Great Falls resident Liz Alford was selected as Miss Wheelchair Montana 2026, part of a national program centered not on pageantry, but advocacy.
And what they do is they provide opportunities for women with disabilities to basically go and educate and advocate within their state for others.
Alford says the title gives her both a platform and a responsibility to speak up for Montanans with disabilities, including her own children, who she hopes to inspire.
I kind of wanted to show my kids and other people that just because we have whatever disability we have, we're still very much here, still very much proud, and we're not going to let anything hold us back, essentially.
But stepping into the role also highlights daily challenges many people don't see, from crumbling sidewalks to tight doorways to parking spaces that don't leave enough room for a wheelchair ramp.
If the sidewalks are messed up, then you can't get into certain businesses. Not every business has an operating door that you can get in and out by yourself. Things like that definitely make it harder to not be like, okay, well, I can't independently go out anymore. I need somebody always there.
Even when the designated spaces are available, she says accessibility often depends on others paying attention.
That, those sidelines where wheelchair ramps come out or people transfer in and out of a wheelchair or whatever. And somebody, when I came back out from the doctor's office, somebody had parked on those lines. So then I couldn't leave. I couldn't do anything.
Advocates say these challenges are common across Great Falls and have been raised for years.
And one of the things that is really great about Great Falls is when we do bring up accessibility issues, they are heard by the city, but lived experience will tell you that sometimes projects don't become reality that quickly. So
they say accessibility is more than a convenience, it's a civil right. The ADA has been law for more than 30 years, but gaps remain in transportation, infrastructure, and public spaces.
We thank Mrs. Wheelchair Montana for bringing us in this issue to light again, because the disability community has been telling city leaders, community leaders, state leaders, and our federal congressional delegation to keep accessibility in mind when improving communities.
As Miss Wheelchair Montana, Alford wants to expand access statewide, from improved recreational access to stronger disability education in schools.
So if I can get just a little bit of independency back for people in town, I think that's all I really would feel happy about accomplishing.
Alford will represent Montana at the National Miss Wheelchair America competition next August. Until then, she says her mission is simple: make Montana accessible. In Great Falls, Madison Collier, MTN News.